Hello, welcome to ES7. For today, we are going to discuss addition of a system of coplanar forces. So, just to read scalar notation, under scalar notation, we have this notation fx and fy. So, the rectangular components of force F, this one, shown or found using the parallelogram law, so that F equals Fx plus Fy. Because these components form a right triangle, they can be determined from f of x, f sub x equals f cosine theta and Fy equals f sine theta. So, parang ano lang to, parang high school math, no? If you remember SOHCAHTOA is applicable kapag right triangle, no? So, there. And then, instead of using the angle U, however, the direction of F can also be defined using a small slope triangle, as in the example shown. Since this triangle and the larger shaded triangle are similar, the proportional length of the sides gives the following. So, this is the triangle in diba? Ito yung force F, and then ito yung x component, ito yung y component. So, we can consider this small triangle here, ABC. Okay? Wherein, fx over f, so this one, is equal to yung kapareho niyang smaller triangle naman, A over C. If you will notice, A is the horizontal component, diba? Same siya ni fx. Tapos si Fy over F, that's the same as B over C, no? This formula here. And just rearranging these two formulas, we have this formula, f sub x equals the hypotenuse F times the ratio ng horizontal component ng small triangle, which is A, over the hypotenuse ng small triangle, which is C. Ano? So, there. F sub x equals F times A over C. So, in the same manner, ganun din kapag Fy ang hahanapin natin. No? So, ito, negative kasi if you will notice, yung direction niya is pababa, no? Papunta dun sa negative y-axis. Okay, so that's why negative siya. So, negative F times same ratio ng vertical component, which is B, over the hypotenuse, which is C. Alright, so ganun lang siya. Ganun lang gamitin kapag meron kang ma-relate, no? Na smaller triangle. Okay, next we have Cartesian vectors. A right-handed coordinate system. A rectangular coordinate system is said to be right-handed if the thumb of the right hand points in the direction of the positive x-axis when the right hand fingers are curled about this axis and directed from the positive x towards the positive y-axis. So, kung gagawin mo to, yung pinopoint ng thumb mo, if it's pointing upwards, then that's the positive z-axis. And then, here, kapag open mo yung four fingers, okay, so that's your positive x, and along your arm, that is your positive y-axis. Okay? So, there. Rectangular components of a vector. A vector A may have 1, 2, or 3 rectangular components along the x, y, z coordinate axis, depending on how the vector is oriented relative to the axes. There. You have here x, y, and z, no? Tapos, meron tayong vector A. Si vector A, meron siyang component along x, kasi 3 dito, di ba? Meron siyang component along x, along y, and along z. Kapareho nung lecture before, So, yung sum ng components, yun yung vector. No? Just like this one. So, we're in A. Vector A is equal to yung x component, ax, plus y component, ay, plus the z component, az. Alright. So, ayan. Tapos ito, parang ito din lang yung ginawa before. Diba, may example na tatlong forces. Kinuha yung resultant. So, una, inadd muna yung dalawa, tapos inadd yung sum nun dun sa third force. No? Parang ganito din lang. Next, we have Cartesian unit vectors. So, in 3 dimensions, the set of Cartesian unit vectors I, j, k is used to designate the directions of the x, y, z axes respectively. The sense or arrowhead of these vectors will be represented analytically by a plus or minus sign, depending on whether they are directed along the positive or negative x, y, or z axes. The positive Cartesian unit vectors are shown. So, yung Cartesian unit vectors natin, we have I for x, j for y, and k for the z axis. No? Okay. Shown on the left side of your screen, we have the Cartesian vector representation. Okay. This is vector A. And if you will notice, andyan yung components along x, y, and z axis. Okay? So, dyan makikita mo na yung component along x, it has that representation I. Okay? Component along y has j, and component along z has k. And the sum of those is the vector A. And then, for the magnitude of our Cartesian vector, kapareho din lang nung kasi yung last time kasi diba cosine law yun. Pero ito kasi right triangle yung kina-consider natin. So, para lang siyang Pythagorean theorem. No? So, vector A is equal to the square root of the sum of the square of its components. No? So, ax squared plus ay squared plus az squared. Square root nun. No? So, that is A. Next, we have coordinate direction angles. So, if this is our vector A, so, shown ay yung components natin. Meron din tayong direction angles. So, angle alpha is measured from vector A hanggang sa x-axis. Beta is measured from vector A hanggang sa y-axis, and gamma is measured from A to z-axis. Okay? So, ayan. Ito, guys, this is just like SOHCAHTOA, no? So, ka. So, meaning, cosine of an angle equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So, let's consider angle alpha. So, cosine of angle alpha, this one, equals yung component, yung adjacent doon, adjacent side sa angle. So, that is ax over the hypotenuse, which is A. So, the same goes for beta. So, the adjacent side is this, it's AY, and then the hypotenuse would be the, what do you call this, A, vector A. And for cosine gamma, ano yung adjacent side niya? Ito. Okay, so AZ over the hypotenuse. Kasi guys, diba, ito yung angle, adjacent side is yung isa sa dalawang sides na pinanggagalingan ng angle. Okay? Diba? This is the adjacent side, this is the opposite side, and this is the hypotenuse. Alright? Yan. Tapos, parang ano din lang siya, Pythagorean, di ba? So, the square of cosine alpha plus the square of cosine beta plus the square of cosine gamma is equal to